having had a couple of bows blow up on the tiller, I was a bit jaded. I thought I need a quick fix of making bows on something quick and easy, so I did something really difficult. I had this old wonky Warbow with a big kink in it. Now that had exploded maybe a year ago. It had about 3,000 arrows through it, so it survived quite well. It's really coarse English yew. I don't know if you can pick it up on video, but in some places it's like 3 rings per inch. Grown at low altitude in the Lee Valley, and I just made it into a £100 Warbow to disprove all this nonsense people say about English yew isn't suitable for making bows and it's got to be fine grained, high altitude, blah blah blah. Total nonsense. Yeah, nice clean fine grained Pacific yew or high altitude yew might make a better bow. It might be easier to make a bow with, but it doesn't mean you can't make a bow out of English yew, and English yew's no good. Anyhow, but it broke, you say. It obviously wasn't any good. It broke. No, it broke at a splice in the middle, and it lasted for 3,000 shots, which had been perfectly adequate for shooting a few Frenchmen back at Agincourt. Anyhow, it was such a nice characterful bit of wood, I wanted to try and rebuild it. Well, I lost about 3 inches of the splice here where it had broke, so I recut this side, joined it as well as I could. There was a little bit missing that I patched in, but for security I've added a patch over the back here to try and give a continuous sapwood back where the splice is. That's all well and good, that's lovely. So while the glue's drying, I've got it leaning up on the rack over there. Meanwhile, I climb up to get a little bit of elder to play with, and 2 huge great logs fall down and snap the end off the damn thing. Bam! A 3-inch slice at an angle, clean off the end. Well, that was the longer limb anyway, so it's not the end of the world, but I was beginning to run out of length by then. So I've glued on, I don't know if you can just about see, I've glued on a bit to recover the 3-inch angled end to get the knock back to about where it was. I gave it a little pull this morning, I felt it go tick. And I thought, is that the glue going? Is it going to explode? Or is it just a bit of dry glue around the edges, you know, just flaking off? Anyhow, I thought I'd better video it, because if it does go bang, I'm sure you'll want to see. It was £100, I'm taking it right down to something 45, 50, just as a working longbow for roving, something to show its character, just a talking point really. It'll never be a warbow again. I just want to look at the tiller to see, because obviously with one limb virtually intact and the other substantially shortened near the grip, I've got to do quite a bit of retillering. That doesn't look too bad. I'm a bit nervy. Left looks a bit stiff, which is fine. I've taken most off the right because that was the limb that was intact. The left one was shortened and the thin end was left. Oh, I'm nervous. There's 50. I think that'll do. I think I was going to look at for 60 at one point, but I think I'd just be pushing me luck. I'm fed up with having bows exploding. It's not full brace, but it's got a bit of brace on it. I can look at that. It'll be nice if it survives.